Thank you for joining this session today with me. Today, I will walk you through a mobile Power Apps designed to improve the accuracy, traceability, and the efficiency through the real-time barcode verification. I will start with a brief overview and then move into the live demonstration. All right, so as part of this particular session, I'm going to cover the solution overview and then also trying to give you the business challenge and how we are going to solve the business challenge and how this particular app works, and then the key capabilities of the app and what is the business value this particular app brings to the customers. All right, so before I move on, let me introduce myself. My name is Shravan Macharla. I'm a technical architect at Stoneridge with over 20 years of experience designing and delivering the enterprise solutions on Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. Again, with the deep expertise in the solution architecture, integrations, and driving the measurable business outcomes across the multiple industries. So that's about me. Moving on to the next slide. All right, so let's talk about the solution overview. What are we actually trying to do with this particular Power App? So today I will be demonstrating a mobile Power App designed to support the barcode-driven label verification in a fast-paced operational environments. The goal of this particular solution is simple. It just ensures the right label is applied to the right product every time without slowing down the operator. The app is optimized for handheld devices and integrates the barcode scanning directly into the workflow, providing immediate feedback to the users while capturing the data in the background for traceability. And what is the business challenge we are trying to solve here? So like in many operational environments, labeling accuracy depends heavily on the manual checks and the human judgment. So when teams are moving quickly, even small mistakes can lead to mislabeling, rework, compliance risk, or the customer impact. So another challenge is the visibility. So when something goes wrong, it's often difficult to trace who scanned what, when, and as part of which batch. So this solution is designed to address both the accuracy and the traceability without adding the complexity for the frontline users. So that's a business challenge we are trying to solve, and basically how this particular app works. So the workflow is intentionally simple. The operator starts by scanning a sales order to establish a batch context. From there, each bottle and the label is scanned in sequence. So the app validates the scan data in a real time and immediately tells the operator whether the combination is correct. Every scan is logged automatically in the Dataverse. There's no extra data required at all, which means the process stays fast, which still generates a real reliable audit trail. All right, so let's talk about some of the key capabilities of this particular app. A few things makes this solution especially effective. First, validation happens in real time, so errors are caught immediately rather than the downstream. Second, the feedback is very clear. Visual and audio cues tell the operator instantly whether they can proceed or need to correct something. Third, the app is designed for speed and simplicity with a UI that works well on the rugged devices like the Honeywell CT60 and even on Zebra, and minimizes the taps and keystrokes. So finally, all activities is captured automatically, which supports reporting, audits, and the continuous improvements. So what is the business value this particular Power Apps bring to the clients? So from a business perspective, this solution delivers values in few key ways, right? It reduces the labeling errors and rework, which directly impacts the quality and cost. It improves the traceability and accountability, making audits and investigations significantly easier. And it also boosts the operator's confidence by removing the ambiguity from the process. users don't have to guess whether something is correct. And importantly, the solution is built to scale and evolve, providing a strong foundation for future enhancements. So that's the business value. And again, let's talk about some of the key scenarios, what we are trying to achieve in this particular Power Apps. Basically, there are 4 different scenarios which I'm going to walk you through in my demo. First is a happy path where when you scan the labels, the sales order and the bottle, it's a correct match, right? So the bottles and the label barcodes match expected the product, and immediate green confirmation with the audio and the visual feedback. And then the scan automatically recorded for the traceability. And then the second scenario, which has got 2 options in it, so the mismatch detected scenario. So basically in the option 1, where it is an operator correction, let's say that, okay, operator has accidentally chosen a wrong label and the wrong bottle, right? So in that case, again, we will just show them the mismatch detected message to the end user, but then user can skip to the next bottle and the label. So it will not literally stop the user in that instance. It will allow the user to move on to the next scan. And the second scenario in that mismatch detected is they have scanned the right label and the right barcode, but that combination of the label and the bottle barcode, it's not in their system. So in that use case, they need to go to the supervisor for their approval. And that is what called a supervisor override, where the user would go and talk to the supervisor and then scan their badge and get their approval and move on to the next scan item. And then the batch context, like the sales order establishes the batch for all scans. That means you scan one sales order, and then for that particular sales order batch, it will let you scan the rest of the labels and the bottle barcodes. And then the audit and the compliance. So all actions are logged into the Dataverse and enables the quality reviews, compliance audits, and the root cause analysis. All right. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on to my demo. So let me share my monitor where we have a bigger screen. Give me a moment. All right. So here you could see my Honeywell device. All right. So this is a Honeywell CT60 model. So we also make sure that, okay, this particular app works on any of these devices, whether it is Honeywell, whether it is Zebra. So we have to just set some few profiles in this particular app, and that lets you the Power Apps work in that instance. All right. So let me move on again. So this is the device I was talking about. So what I did was I'm using the Mobi control, where I can emulate my device onto the web-based application. All right. So let me open up the app now. All right. So while this is loading, there we go. So this is the home page of that particular app, and where we got the sales order, the label, and the bottle. So basically, as part of the very first step of this particular sequence is they need to scan the first sales order and the label and the bottle. And in the next subsequent steps, it lets you scan the labels and the bottles. Again, so let me start with the scanning the sales order. So I have on my other monitor my sales order. All right. So as soon as I scan my sales order, you should see that, okay, the sales order field will auto-populate. There we go. So if you noticed, I scanned the sales order, it scanned and it placed the sales order number into the respective field, and it auto-advanced to the next cell in there. So that means user don't have to manually click into the cell to scan for the next field. So it automatically auto-advanced to the next cell. Now I can scan the label. So let me go to the label, and then there we go. So again, so I scan the label and it automatically moved to the next cell, the bottle. So let me go to the bottle, and then I'll scan the bottle. There we go. Again, so again, there was a beep here. Probably you would have not heard about it, but as you have noticed it, so initially, as soon as my match confirmed, there was a green screen which says to the user explicitly that, okay, hey, there is a match confirmed, and then it automatically moved to the next screen. So on this next screen again, if you see in the top here, it says that, okay, this is for the sales order. So user don't have to scan for the sales order again because it is part of the same batch. So what we are doing is we are letting the user to start over for the same, to continue the scan of the next label and the bottle without having to scan the sales order again. All right. So let me go here and you can see that here there are multiple options here. If user feels that, okay, oh, he has scanned a wrong sales order, he can start over the whole process by clicking the next new sales order, which will take them to the very first screen again. They have to scan the sales order, the label and the bottle. And again, so let me scan the next label and the next bottle combination. So let me pick up this time. All right, so okay, sorry, I scanned the bottle, not the label. So I will go to the label. All right, so I scan the label. Now, again, you notice that it has automatically switched to the next cell. There we go. Again, the green screen, which says that, okay, we are pausing your screen for 5 seconds so that the user would know that, okay, yep, it has a match found, so that user can see, yep, looks good. So then you move on to the next scan. And again, so this time I'll go through the mismatch scenario, like an accidental kind of accidentally, like they've chosen a wrong label and the wrong bottle. Okay. Let me pick up another label this time. So I picked up a label, and this time what I'm going to do is I will pick up a wrong barcode. So now you see that, okay, it says that, okay, now we are showing a different background with a red background again, and a message which says that, okay, it's a mismatch detected. And then here, assume that, okay, if the user has accidentally scanned the wrong bottle, they can very well go and then click that, okay, yep, they can clear off the bottle and they can go and scan the right bottle. And it automatically switched to the green since it's a correct match. And you have noticed that, okay, there was a message which says that, okay, yep, it's a match scenario. So we are explicitly showing those messages and the beeps, and we are using the different beep for the match scenario and a different beep for the mismatch scenario. All right, so that's the use case where user might have accidentally chosen a wrong label and the wrong bottle. Now I'm going to choose, this time I say that, okay, yep, it was a right combination, but it's a mismatch because it is not found in the system. In this use case, the user has to go to the supervisor and get their approval for that. Okay, so let me run through that scenario one more time. So I'm going to scan the label. Okay, and then I will pick up. All right, so it's a mismatch scenario. All right, but this combination, so the user says that, okay, this is the right combination, but it's not in our system yet. But he cannot really proceed further. So it has to be get approved from the actual supervisor. So he would go to the supervisor, and then now you could see that there is an option all the way to the bottom which says that, okay, scan for the manager approval. So user would just click on the scan for the manager approval button, and then it automatically transition it to a new screen where they will go to the manager and they'll scan their badge and the manager would approve it. Now I'm opening up and we are also maintaining the list of authorized managers who can approve it. So we have a validation in place, like just in case if they're trying to scan their own badge, they are not the supervisor. So we are going to give them a message saying that, okay, you are not authorized to approve yourself by yourself. Okay, so let me run through that scenario. First use case, unauthorized manager. All right, so I'm going to pick some random. So I picked up, and you could see that it says that unauthorized manager. So this is not the right manager. So if he's not in the list of the authorized managers list, he will see that message. So I can X out, and this time I'm going to pick the right manager, and you see a different experience. So let me pick up. All right, there we go. So I scanned it. I did not get any error message. And you could see that, okay, the manager's badge number is shown and who is that manager. And he will look at it and he said that, okay, yep, I'm approving it. So click to approve. There we go. So we're going to show them a message saying that, okay, it's approved successfully. Now you could see that, okay, it automatically switched back to the screen where they can continue with the next label and the bottle for the same sales order. So you could see that in the top here, it says it's for the same sales order. Now I can continue with the next label and the next bottle for that. So let me run through that one scenario again, one happy patch scenario for the success. All right, so I took the label. So it's 925. There we go. So it just showed me like, okay, it's a match confirmed scenario. So match confirmed, and it moves on to the next screen. So like this, the user can continue, keep scanning the labels and the bottle for that particular specific sales order. Once the user is done with all the label and the bottle scanning for that particular sales order, they can click on to the new sales order, which will take them back to the very first screen where they can start over with the new sales order and the new combinations of the labels and the bottle. So all this is happening. User did not have to interact with the manually interacting with the device. So it automatically transitions the screen. It automatically auto advances to the from sales order to the label. So the focus will automatically move on to the next cell. So yeah, this is the app we built for a client, and then where they have like multiple devices. So this particular app supports on, as of now, we have tested it on Honeywell CT60. And then we also tested it on the Zebra as well. All right. So now this is all about the actions taking on the app. Now let me show you the backend, the data. As I said in my slides, that we are storing all of these interactions into a Dataverse. All right. So now let me switch into a Dataverse. All right. So give me a moment. Let me open up my app. 1 second. All right. So this is loading here. There we go. All right. In order to support this particular app, we created 3 tables behind the scenes. One is called as a label to bottle verification table. This is a key table. This is where we are trying to store the different combinations of the label and the bottle. So as you have noticed that whenever I was scanning the label and the bottle, it is validating that combination against this particular table. And if that combination is found in this particular table, that is where you see that match confirmed message. But if it is not found in this particular table, you're getting that mismatch message. So yeah, this is a key. This is a key table where it contains the different combinations of the labels and the bottle. And user, so right now we have an integration with the Business Central where we are pulling this information right from the Business Central. Or if users has a list of the labels and the bottle combination, they can directly import this list into the CRM. All right, so let me show you the other table. As I was talking about, so we also have, as I shown you a scenario where I was trying to scan my badge by myself, and then it says that, okay, I'm not authorized. The reason being that, okay, I'm not part of this particular authorized. So we have a table where we are maintaining the list of managers who are authorized to approve in case of a mismatch scenario for the label and the bottle combination. All right. And one of the key table we are using is, as I told that, okay, for traceability and for audit purpose, this is where all of the transactions are logged here. And if you noticed here, okay, all right. So these are the scans I did, like for this one. If you noticed it, sir, okay, it tells you that, okay, for which sales order I scanned and what was the label I scanned and what was the bottle number I scanned and who scanned by, and it was me. And then it also shows you the scan status, like it captures that, okay, yep, it was a match confirm scenario for the very first time and the date and the timestamp. And then similarly, I also did for the second scan for a different label and the bottle combination. And you see that, okay, it was a match confirm scenario too. Now, if you look at the other one here, the mismatch detected scenario, again, as soon as it is not found in the combination list of this label to bottle, it says that, okay, it's a mismatch detected. And then they can go to the manager to get their approval, or if it is an accidental scan of the bottle, wrong label and the wrong bottle, so they can just ignore and they can move on to the next one. But this is a scenario too where I was explaining you like, okay, yep, for this particular sales order, and this is a label and the bottle, which was a mismatch scenario detected, right? And then we went to the manager, and then this is where the person who actually override or approved that combination of the label and the bottle. And then you could see the approved by and the bottle they scanned, and again the date and timestamp. So basically everything, every event, every action we did on on that particular device, on the app, everything would be captured back into the system. Now, this is very key for the business. The reason being that today they don't have a traceability. And then this is what they will come to the system. Now they can go back and try to look for, okay, how many scans it has happened today for a week, for a month. They can go back, right? Since this is the data was stable, and they can generate a lot of good reporting out of it. And then not only that, in fact, I mean, if they want to see the error logs, this is one of the other table. What we did was, in case if there was like, okay, while they are scanning it, and then if there was a technical error, what's or not, right? So we are making sure all those errors are getting logged into the table so that there is an admin team in there, or the technical person on their team, they can go and then fetch those error logs and try to see what's happening. So if it is too technical, they will be sending it to us. We will look into it and then try to rectify if there is a glitch in the Power App. So yeah, so basically this is giving them that full 360-degree view of the whole of all of their process. It starts from their mobile device, and then the other key question they had was around because warehouses, as it is quite noisy, right? So what we did was, so we did made sure that, okay, the audio voices, whenever it was a match confirm scenario, we are giving a very loud kind of the beep so that it knows that, okay, yep, it is a mismatch. So we are using two different beeps, so one for the mismatch and then the one for the match scenario. Okay, so basically that covers the all of the scenarios what I was talking about. Yeah, so the client of this particular app, they were quite happy to see this particular app because today everything was manually maintained, and then the bigger issue was they were putting up the wrong labels onto the wrong bottles. But yeah, so this solution has given them the right way of tracking the things. Yeah, so that's pretty much on this particular app, and nice to see you guys, and then take care. Bye.